For those of you who don't know who we are, this is the JT and Candy Show. I am your host, JT, and behind the mic is Candice, and this is your WWE Raw review. So sit back, relax, crack open a beer, and welcome to the War Zone.
I guess you're right, and there's nothing I would say to you this time. You told me just what I had to live for, and there's no cloud in my fight, and more than that, it's so alright, if I meet more than you.
This ain't a bad show. This ain't a good show. This is the JT and Candy Show. And we are your hosts, JT and Candy. And this is your WWE Raw review, rants, and predictions. Because we are your five-time YouTube podcast champions. Now can you dig it, sucker?
Ladies and gentlemen, in remembrance of the horrific tragedy in Las Vegas, Nevada, we ask that you stand in a moment of silent reflection for the victims, their families, and loved ones.
First of all, I want to say the guy behind the gun who decided he wanted to prove a point and shoot into the crowd and create all this violence. I hope you burn in hell.
Last night at No Mercy, Roman Reigns proved that it is his yard now. Tonight, the big dog Roman Reigns against the Intercontinental Champion The Miz, one-on-one. And here comes Roman. Destruction by the Miz Taraj, lost Reigns. The world famous hit kicks, and he got caught. Uh-oh. Skull-crushing finale. The Miz Taraj completely destroyed Roman Reigns. Well, they're not done.
This was your Monday Night Raw, October 2nd, 2017 episode of Monday Night Raw. And I have to say to all of you out there who are going to bitch and complain and moan about how bad this episode of Raw was, you're going to come out here and you're going to try to break down this episode of Raw. You're going to talk about how you didn't like this, and you're going to talk about how you didn't like that, and you're going to cry and cry and cry, and you're going to get mad at your fans for disagreeing with you. But you know what? That is not this kind of show. I'm not going to come out here and I'm not going to bitch and moan and cry and talk about how bad this WWE Raw was. Because as a matter of fact, tonight, Monday Night Raw was actually badass. This was the best episode of Monday Night Raw I've seen in a very long time. I mean, between having the Shield together in one room again, we've been waiting to see that for a very long time. They kind of teased it a little bit, but you know what? Towards the end, you know what's up. Next Monday night on Raw, Miz, you want to come out here and you want to mock the Shield? Well, guess what? The Shield is back. And you're the first one on the hit list. I want to start off by talking about last week's Monday Night Raw. Last week's Monday Night Raw, the Elite, the Bullet Club, the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, they tried to invade Monday Night Raw. And if you didn't watch the episode of The Elite on YouTube, watch it because it was goddamn entertaining. They drove to the Monday Night Raw arena. They stood with the crowd. They asked them, what do you want to watch? Monday Night Raw or the Bullet Club? And guess who won the vote? The Bullet Club. It's sad when wrestlers on an independent scene are making a better mark out there than, the main event over here. But it was classic to see the Elite invade or try to invade Monday Night Raw. It reminded me of back in the day when D-Generation X tried to invade WCW. And how they talked about how WCW should have let D-Generation X in because of how great it would have helped the ratings. So WWE, you want to talk about all that, how WCW should have let D-Generation X in? Well, guess what? Last week was your time to shine. Last week you should have let the Elite, the Bullet Club, into the arena. You should have let them walk into the ring. You should have let them cut the best promo they probably would have cut in a long time. The ratings would have been off the chart. But instead, you want to hit them with a cease and desist? You want to sue them? You want to sue them for something you did years ago. You started this revolution. And the Elite, the Bullet Club, is going to finish it. As far as the Bullet Club, man, I watched them religiously. I think I watched them more than I watched Monday Night Raw. But you know what? Wrestling is wrestling. Between WWE, Lucha Underground, TNA, or whatever's left of TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling. When it comes to wrestling, I love it. I'll watch it. And if there's news out there, I'm going to report it. But anyways, this is your Monday Night Raw review. Like I was saying, this Monday Night Raw was pretty decent. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Braun Strowman versus Seth Rollins. I thought that it was a pretty even match, even though Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose kind of like got their asses whooped. But it was a pretty good matchup. I liked it how in the beginning they showed a tribute to the people in Las Vegas. Man, what a travesty that was. I mean, who does that? What kind of guy will go out there and just randomly, just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot with no remorse? My heart goes out to all the families out there who lost their loved ones. And to the guy who decided he wanted to play machine gun over here, I'm glad he's gone. I really do. To be that kind of person, even though like it wasn't on time, it's good to erase someone like that from this planet. So, back to WWE Monday Night Raw. We have Braun Strowman versus Seth Rollins. Strowman killed Ambrose last week, which kind of like set this match up for tonight. Seth Rollins wanted to prove to Dean Ambrose that he can get the job done as well. Strowman pretty much took control of the match, and it was a dogfight, but at the end of the day, it wasn't really a one-on-one match like we wanted it to be. Fix this real quick. Trying to organize my stuff over here. Trying to get everything lined up. Let's see. Click that off. Let's see what we got here. Alright. Trying to. Even though I did watch Raw, and I did get up a few times in between and check on my daughter and whatnot, so I kind of have to bring up some dirt sheets here and there to kind of like get a rundown of, like a reminder of like pretty much what went down. So we get Rollins stuns Strowman off the ropes, heads up to the top, but Strowman press slams him back to the mat. Strowman looks to the ground attack, but Rollins hits a jawbreaker and low bridges Strowman to the floor. Long story short, Braun Strowman defeats Seth Rollins via pin. I mean, it was a good match, but when you have other people come out to interrupt the match, what do you expect? I mean, when you have Cesaro and Sheamus coming out and giving Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose a beatdown, what do you expect was going to happen? So we get Braun Strowman, who tries to after defeating the architect, Seth freaking Rollins, he tries to give him another power slam, and then out comes Ambrose, who wants to save his buddy from getting a beatdown of his life, because he knows what it's like to get a beatdown from Braun Strowman. He comes out, tries to help his partner Seth Rollins, and of course we get Cesaro and Sheamus, and they pretty much beat down the champs. They beat down the champions, the tag team champions. One half of the Shield beat down like nothing. But you know what? Once we get Roman Reigns back out there, be a whole another ball game. So what? Maybe Miz recruits Strowman and Joe, and they face the reunited Shield at the next pay-per-view. I mean, how good would that be? So we pretty much get the highlights of Mickie James and Alexa Bliss segment from last week, and that was afterwards, which was kind of cringe. I like Mickie James, and I like Nia Jax, but man, I love me some Alexa Bliss. When she came out tonight, man, she was rocking those shorts. I mean, but we get Mickie James walks, and Alicia Fox is there laughing. Emma is there and makes fun of her age, as well as says James has a secret admirer. The gift left for her was a box of adult diapers. That's messed up. I mean, come on, Mickie James is old because she ain't that old. Like, get over yourselves. James is pissed and goes looking for Bliss, but Nia Jax is there protecting Bliss. I guess they are friends again. Like, seriously, didn't Nia Jax double cross Alexa Bliss and drop her backwards on her head, and now they're friends again? Like, that's a weird relationship. But anyways, so Bliss, Bliss, I guess they are friends again, and great continuity there. James will face Jax. Well, so pretty much with all that happened, we get Mickie James versus Nia Jax. Right after that, you get Bray Wyatt in a smoke-filled room, rocking his chair. He rants, and he talks about Sister Abigail, saying she'd never lie to him. Like, I don't know what the hell is up with Bray Wyatt and Sister Abigail, but nobody cares anymore. Like, first of all, who is Sister Abigail, and what the hell did she do to Bray Wyatt to make him as crazy as he is? I mean, Bray Wyatt, that's all he does is talk and talk and talk and talk, and he doesn't really back up anything he says. He done lost to Finn Balor more than once. I thought this feud was already over, but I guess not. It's gonna be one of those feuds that lasts all year, and Bray Wyatt moves on to the next jabroni. Don't get me wrong, Finn Balor's not a jabroni, but anybody that goes against Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, it's a jabroni in my book, because Bray Wyatt doesn't do anything to help him. It doesn't do anything to build their character. He makes him look like freaking you might as well see Goldust versus freaking I don't know, Stardust. Nobody wants to see it. We just want to see Cody Rhodes. We don't want to see Goldust, and we don't want to see Stardust. We want to see Cody Rhodes. But anyways, after all that, we get Elias Sanson. Elias walks down the ring with his guitar, getting ready to sing and perform. Who I, gradually, and every time he comes out, I'm entertained. I like him. He's a cool cat. I can't wait till he gets a bigger push. Right now he's having a little small time matches with Titus O'Neil and his partner Apollo Crews, who constantly just cruise on down to Jobber City and gets his ass whooped every 5 minutes. But anyways, Elias is here to sing us a song. He buries Denver and then sings us his song. Let me say that a little better. Elias is here to sing us a song. He buries Denver and then sings us his song, burying Denver even more. Like Denver wasn't already buried to begin with. But anyways, after all that, we get Titus O'Neil who interrupts Elias, and kind of pisses me off because like, when are you gonna let the dude sing? Let him sing. Let him sing. Let him finish his song. We don't need Titus O'Neil coming down and interrupting. Don't you have some kind of catering to do? Don't you have some kind of catering to do in the back? Like, don't you have to get ready for like, lunch, dinner, breakfast? Don't you have to go make some donuts in the back or something? Come on, dude. You bring out your little jabroni partner, Apollo Crews, man. He ain't nothing now. He's just some chump that follows you around for no reason. You were making Apollo Crews nothing. But anyways, we get Elias versus Titus O'Neil. A match that wasn't really entertaining, but it was decent. Any match I can see Elias in is a good match for me, and that dude can wrestle. I mean, as annoying as he is, or he tries to be, he can wrestle. He's got some skills, and I used to watch him back in NXT, and he used to tear it up over there. And I'm surprised he got pushed so quickly to Raw the way he did. But what do you expect? Talent is talent. When you see it, you see it. When you don't, you don't. So this match was pretty much a setup from last week when Elias beat Apollo Crews, of course, and attacked Titus. Crews comes out with, of course, his master, Titus O'Neil, Titus Catering over here, and hold on, give me a second. So he comes out with yeah, same old background. Let me change that background. Hold on. I'm trying to kind of adjust the background here and there. I don't want to stop recording or pause because it's kind of annoying. I gotta constantly edit this crap out back and forth. I'm trying to make it more entertaining for y'all out there. Oh, we get this jabroni coming out. Here we go. Yeah, and I'll give you that. The Mickey James and Nia Jax match was pretty good. But anyways, back to the Elias versus Titus O'Neil. Yeah, so this is pretty much a match that I set up from last week. We get Titus overpowers Elias to begin the match. Elias attacks with chops and then works a side headlock. Titus escapes with a belly-to-belly suplex and then works him over, in the corner. Titus has a power slam and a corner splash. Elias bells to the floor and shoves Crews. He just pushes Crews like the jabroni he is. The ref argues with Crews. Elias stuns Titus off the ropes and hits his drift away for the win. Elias defeats Titus O'Neil. Like, bro, like if that ain't a sign for you to just stay away, stay away. You lost to a rookie. Elias Sampson whooped your ass. I don't know what they're doing with Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews, but I don't like it. I'm not buying it. It's slightly entertaining, but at the same time annoying. But if you enjoyed it, you enjoyed it. There's some of you out there who are a big old Titus O'Neil fan, and my wife is a Titus O'Neil fan. I liked Apollo Crews back in NXT, but now he just jobbing out every 5 minutes to whoever he wrestles. So after all that madness, we get Mickie James versus Nia Jax. Pretty much, Mickie James came out. Her and Alexa Bliss. We get Mickie James versus Nia Jax. We get Alexa Bliss arrives and heads to the ringside. Jax attacks at the bell as James was distracted. Jax tossed her around and controlled the match pretty early. Jax then chokes out James into the rope. So we get a back and forth match between Mickie James and Nia Jax. You know, you look at this match and you think to yourself, like, Mickie James has no chance. I mean, she's going against Nia Jax. You know, she's a bigger person. You know, probably more stronger. You know, but Mickie James pretty much evened her out, even though she was outmatched by Nia Jax. But just when you thought Mickie James was gonna win, of course you got Alexa Bliss who interrupts the match and starts to give her a beatdown, and then Mickie James defeats Nia Jax due to the disqualification from Alexa Bliss, which of course, you know, we saw coming, because anytime Alexa Bliss comes out or sits by the ring or it's at ringside, you know she's gonna get involved for some reason. Who knows? So you already know the match is gonna be disqualification. Welcome back to the show, babe. Where you been hiding? You're been hiding here. Yeah. This is the match that I enjoyed the most tonight. Matt Hardy and Jason Jordan versus the Good Brothers. The